Hello everyone, my name is Anuj Pachhel. I'm a final year MBBS student at Government Medical College Nagpur. I scored an All India rank of 885 in NEET 2018, and today I'll be talking with you on this video channel to overcome this thing called as procrastination. As students, we overlook the difficult chapters, we put it on the back end, we push difficult concepts for later. During our day-to-day lives too, we put some things on the back burner. Many times you have this fear lurking in your mind, will I be able to crack the exam? But still you end up procrastinating because comfort is way too tempting than doing something which is difficult yet rewarding in the long term. If you're watching me on the Philo channel for the first time, please hit the subscribe button before we go forward. Chalo, let's start. The first step is acceptance, accepting whether you are procrastinating or not. And I know most of you guys are. With most mental hurdles, being aware of the problem itself is a very big thing. Embrace the truth. Procrastination is defined as the act of delaying or postponing something which is important in most cases. Let us understand why we actually procrastinate in the first place. Well, there are two things. First thing is the thing which you're trying to do, let's say study physics, is very difficult and complex and it is very huge. So you don't feel like doing it. And it induces a fear in you. Part number two, repetitive and boring tasks. Things that are easy to do, but yet you have to do it so many times that you don't want to do it. And lastly, sometimes it may happen that there is something in your pocket which might be more tempting than doing something important. So it's down to these few problems, and that's the basis of procrastination. After you've accepted, move on to the second step, that is stones to pebble approach. If you're going to set up a huge task like solving 1000 physics problems in 3 days or doing like complete biology in 15 days, for the first time especially, you are bound to set yourself for failure as well as a lot of procrastination because you've already given yourself a target which is so difficult that your mind will definitely reject it in the first place. Here's the solution. Break the problem down into small parts. Convert the scary to manageable. Create a timetable with specific goals with time allotted to each one of them. And your only aim is to achieve these small, manageable, doable goals every day. So effectively, you have taken down a huge thing that is completing biology in 15 days into short segments like completing reproductive health, completing endocrine health, completing human health and diseases, and that way you can progress systematically without ever having to fear कि अरे biology इतना बड़ा मैं कैसे खत्म करूँगा इतना जल्दी. And these small wins which you have every day will push you to work even harder. I'll give you an example. We have this subject called as medicine and MBBS. Medicine is like the vastest subject you could ever read in your life. It has got everything. The standard textbook of Harrison is I think around 5,000 to 6,000 pages long, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read all of this in 1 month. I'm going to watch all the lectures associated with it in 1 month. There were like 260 or so lectures. The moment I thought about it, I immediately started procrastinating. I almost felt like I don't want to do it. I'm a student just like you and I felt for the same thing. I did the same thing which I'm telling you not to do. So guess what I did? I did not imagine that I'm going to complete the entire medicine in one go. I imagined, okay, today I'm going to complete hematology, that includes the WBC disorders, RBC disorders and platelets. And my mind immediately broke down this entire subject into pieces and I completed one piece at a time, and I was able to proudly say that I completed medicine in just about a month, which is very impossible to say, but yes, I did it because these small wins, these small segments which I completed every day, even though it might have taken me like 15 hours a day to study, these small wins actually pushed me harder and harder to get to that final goal. And trust me, when you see that margin coming a little closer and closer, you are so motivated that you don't fear anything. The third step in overcoming procrastination is to gamify the situation. So how do you gamify this? Put a WhatsApp status saying that I'll be completing the entire biology in 15 days. That puts a mental and social pressure on you. Okay, you've declared it to the public, now you've got to do it. Naval Ravikant recommends this process a lot. You can also try putting a reward or a penalty. Let's say after completing this subject, I'll be awarded 3 days of break with nothing but absolute chilling. Mental games can be really effective. And of course, all of this wouldn't work if you don't start. And starting is the hardest part, I've always said it, because of something called as Newton's first law of motion. If you are a student, you might definitely know this. Newton famously said that if a body is in rest, it will try to remain in rest. If it's in motion, it will continue to be in motion unless and until acted upon by external forces. So that external force is me and the body is you, which is in the inertia of rest. Let this video be the motivation that you need to push yourself out there. Even just for 5 minutes, sit down and start studying. Even working towards your goal, working towards managing that small targets which you have set for yourself. No framework is perfect, but this framework will definitely help you get out of procrastination onto your study table. And while you're studying, if you face any problem whatsoever, just open up the Philo app and you will be connected to an expert tutor in 60 seconds. Don't ever get stuck, just ask Philo.